To begin, go to the VIT's homepage. Make sure you use a Chrome or Firefox browser because other browsers may not be compatible. Click the blue Sign In button. Select Provider Login. Your username is the email address listed on VIT's system. To reset your password, select Forgot Your Password. You'll receive an email with a reset password link. It's important that you only click on the link once. The email may take up to 2 hours to receive. Ensure you check your junk mail folder. Please note, the link will expire within 24 hours. Once you've logged in with your username and password, you'll see your portal homepage. This is your provider portal, managing your applications for ITE, continuing education or pathways. This provider portal is for providers of programs approved by VIT. The provider portal will have been issued to a very specific email, and that email will have been provided via the primary contact in conversations with their specific case managers. These case managers will have been assigned to that particular provider. This applies whether you're submitting ITE programs, continuing education programs, or pathway to ITE programs. What you see on your portal are these 4 boxes. I'll go from right to left. Case Manager Details. That will always be populated with 2 case managers, and these are the ones that you as a provider already have a working relationship with. Their contact details appear here. Update Contact Details. This table contains your contacts at your educational institution. These are not VIT contacts, these are people who work with you and provide submissions for programs to be approved by VIT. To add a contact, click on Add Contact. Complete the names. Complete the role that contact actually holds whilst working at your provider. They could be Vice Chancellor, Dean of Education, Head of School or Department or equivalent, Executive Assistant, Program Coordinator, Accreditation Manager or Officer, Data Analyst, Student Administration Officer or Chief Education Officer. Let's choose Head of School. The email is that person's standard email. Hold down the Control key to select more than one day. Choose the status, either current or former, depending on whether the person is currently the contact at this provider. Then click Next. Then you receive a message saying the contact details have been successfully added. Click Finish and you can see that the contact you have just added is now in your contact list. If you have a contact that leaves your organisation, you can simply click on this down arrow here. Click on the pencil to update contact and change the drop-down box status to former. Then click Next. At any point to return back to your home screen on your portal, click Home. The Resources tab has a list of all the various templates and guidelines that you might need to actually complete or submit a program to be approved, and these templates can be found in all of these links. This is where you can find the information you need relating to VIT program approval. But if you have any questions, remember you have the contact details of your 2 case managers here. And if you have a program that you would like to submit for approval, click the Apply for Approval tab. This page tells you to continue to the next page to enter details of the program, including the program type, initial teacher education, continuing education, or pathway to initial teacher education. If you intend to submit a suite of programs for approval, you'll have the option to enter multiple programs within the submission before finalising and making payment. And if you need information, you can go back to the resources page or contact one of your VIT contacts. Then click Next. Select the submission type, then click Next. Now you can see two modules, Programs and Main Contact, and each have a blue box marked Update. Note at this point you can't click Submit until the Update boxes have turned from blue to green and say Review. Click Update. Click Add Program. Now you have a choice. You can either add an existing program or you can create a new program. If you choose Add Existing Program, this is where the user provider would like to apply for reapproval of an existing program or to submit an existing ITE program for the next stage of accreditation. If you were to be submitting an existing ITE program for the next stage of accreditation or applying for reapproval of an existing program, you would click in the Program search box and type in the name of your existing program and then click Next. For the purpose of this demonstration, let's click Create New Program, then click Next. Here you can see the program title. The program code is free format. The program guide has a drop-down box where you can choose undergraduate or postgraduate. The program commencement date must be in the future. The delivery mode has a hover button. To select more than one, hold Control and click. Note that all of the fields that are mandatory have a red asterisk next to them. We'll choose Online and Blended for our delivery modes. AQF level. Here is where you select the AQF level for your program. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll select Level 7. Here is where you enter the duration of your program. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll enter 3 as the number of years. If my program takes 3.5 years to complete, I can enter 3.5. Here is where you enter the equivalent full-time student load of your program. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll enter 3. The program URL is a standard URL, and the faculty school department is simply the name of the school where this program resides. Here is where you enter the campus or campuses where your program is delivered. To enter more than one campus, simply hit Enter and list your campuses. The program description is giving an overview of the program's key features. For example, a brief rationale for the program, what need the program is designed to meet, the number of units for completion with a summary of core and optional units, learning areas available for specialisation, non-standard school practicum details, if any, and any other noteworthy features of the program. The program QA process is again a mandatory field. Here you describe the quality assurance processes in place that ensure program quality, including, for example, data sources, relevant internal-external processes, or continuous improvement processes, such as external reference groups or student surveys. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll type surveys so that we can move forward from this mandatory field. The program description and the program QA process fields are not where you provide all of your evidence for these topics. They are summary fields allowing for 1 or 2 paragraphs of information. Stage of accreditation. We have Stage 1, Stage 2 or Other. Here we'll choose Stage 1. Click Next. Stage of schooling. Here we choose from Early Childhood and Primary, Primary, Primary and Secondary, or Secondary. We'll choose Secondary. Note, as you're going through this, your case manager will have advised you which fields are applicable to you as the provider. If you're in any doubt as to which to complete, please contact your case manager in the first instance. Because we've chosen Secondary, note the applicable fields are shown in the Secondary Teaching Area drop-down box. If we had chosen Primary, these applicable fields are listed as Primary Specialisation. If we choose Primary and Secondary, we see both Primary Specialisation and Secondary Teaching Area boxes. If we choose Early Childhood and Primary, we see, has this program received a CEQA accreditation? We need to click Yes or No. Click the little icon next to Secondary Teaching Area, and to select more than one delivery mode, hold down Control and click. We'll choose Accounting. In the TPA Tools section, you have GTPA, AFGT, QTPA and Other. If the TPA tool utilised in the program you're submitting is not listed, please select Other. This is where you enter the length of the professional experience component of your program in number of days. Internship component. This can be yes, no or optional. Again, if you're unsure, please contact your case manager before completing this field. If your program requires TEQSA approval, this is where you enter the TEQSA approval date of your program. If TEQSA accreditation is pending, select Pending. If your program does not require TEQSA approval, these fields will not be displayed. Date of last internal course review. This is where you indicate your most recent course review. If a course review is planned for a future date, that information is not relevant to this field. Click Next. If you selected Other as your TPA tool, you'll be asked to describe what that TPA tool is. Then click Next. And there we have our completed program submitted as draft. We have a code, we have the program title, we have the type of program, and the status is now changed to Submitted. If you wish to change any of those details, you can go back in and click Review, and that will take you through to amend any of the sections you have just submitted. If you're comfortable that all of the fields are completed correctly for your program, you can continue. If you have an additional program to add, you can click Add Program and add it before heading into Make Payment. So we'll click Continue. Next, you'll click Update on the Main Contact module and select the main contact person of the program you have just added, so that VIT can speak to the person applicable. Drop down the Select Contact box and select the contact from your contact table. If that main contact is not listed, you could go back to the home page by clicking Cancel and then Home, then go back into Update Contact Details and click Add Contact. If you click out of Apply for Approval at any time and come back, it will remember where you were at. And here's the draft that we had just completed. Click Continue. Now we resume selecting our contact and click Next. You'll now see both modules have changed from Update to Review. Now the Submit button becomes available for you to proceed to payment. Notice on this screen you're advised of the amount for this particular program you've submitted. You're advised that this is the initial submission fee and there will be a subsequent payment required for VIT assessment. Click Next. This is where you can see the product, the amount due, and the boxes where you can provide your payment. Finally, click Make Payment. When the payment is successful, you're advised to ensure you download a copy of your tax invoice prior to selecting Finish. You do that by hovering your mouse over the top of the invoice, and you can see Download or Print. Please note, this is the only time when you have the opportunity to take a copy of your invoice. As soon as you select Finish, you'll no longer have that opportunity. Once you've printed or downloaded your copy, click Finish. This screen thanks you for your payment and tells you VIT will contact you to advise you of the next steps in the submission process. To return to the home screen of your portal, click Home. You'll notice in your portal you can see any pending submissions and types, and you can also see the programs that you currently have with VIT. This shows you the VIT approval expiry date of the program. And that is your provider portal, managing your applications for ITE, continuing education or pathways.